practice patience. I wish somebody would have told me be patient. I made some bad decisions on being frustrated, not seeing the bigger picture in the long run. I remember one time I was in a position where I was managing Wiz Khalifa for a hot second. No paperwork exchanged, but we were just on a slap handshake and being cool with Wiz, and he just needed help. And I got frustrated and stopped doing it. Another project I wanted to do with me and Dilla. Dilla's a good friend of mine. And I wanted to do a hip-hop jazz project with George Duke and Stanley Clark. So I put in all these hip-hop producers like Quick, Dilla, Battle Cat, Pete Rock, all the guys that make some dope instrumentation music, and I wanted George Duke and Stanley Clark to play on top of it. Had one meeting and went left and got frustrated and they have no patience to follow out the idea. So patience. Patience is definitely number one. I would tell younger Fuzzy to chill out. One of the biggest lessons in my journey to learn from, and I tell this to my daughter, I tell this to anybody that I meet, is to never burn bridges. You never know whose path you're gonna cross that can help you in the long run. Like luckily, Big Boy, I spent over 20 years working with Big Boy on the morning show or at radio rather. Thank God that Big Boy's relationship to the artists or to the fans wasn't shock jock. It wasn't rude. It wasn't, we had like a little bit more net of welcoming everybody, and it's cool that we can walk in a room and no one frowns at you or just like trying to avoid you because you said something dumb on the radio, trying to be shock jock. But I can really say it started from Big Boy being so cool with everybody that my relationships with artists, labels, managers, whatever was so strong that to this day that that's the foundation I'm built on, where I can walk in a room and be cool with everybody. And I just say never burn bridges and always be kind to people. And when you really have time to talk to somebody, really talk to them. 3 main keys to what's helped me be successful on this journey is, I said first, it's based off relationships. And I can't stress that enough. Is relationships are strong, the reach. That's why they call me Connector. I actually branded myself the Connector because I feel like I do a lot of, sometimes I'm so too nice to doing things that I never think about the business savvy, or it could be a opportunity to make money out of it. I'm just like always connecting the dots. Oh, I know so-and-so. Y'all need to know, so that relationships. 2, always being willing to try new things. I never wanted to be an on-air personality, but I had a good personality. Big Boy was already there, so that's how I started radio. I knew I wanted to be in street promotions, but who knew street promotions was going to lead me to radio promotions? Having a great relationship, this ties in, having a great relationship with Dr. Dre would have pulled me from radio to work with him on the Beats Music side when they first started the streaming platform. Relationships and not being afraid to try new things is top 2. And third would be, I think third about that helped me be successful is really being of the culture and being a fan of the music. Like, I know our palette for music, when I say palette or taste palette, which is like it's all over the place, but I can't forget where I come from. Even at this age I still am a hip hop head. Like, I still love listening to music. I still play music loud. I play music in my car at ignorant levels. Like, I still got a subwoofer I got a hybrid Lexus, and I have a subwoofer in there. Like, that's the cloth I'm cut from. I always want to hear music. I'm a sound man first. Like, I still want to hear music loud. I still want to hear it. And I feel off of that. So you got to be a fan of the music. You got to be a fan of the people you work with. And when I say fan, you just got to be passionate about it. Like, you just can't be, not to take a page or a note from what Dane was pushing with the culture vulture thing, but I understand, like, are you in it because you about it, or are you just in it because it's a check? And, I tell kids when I talk to them, I said, money will come if you're really passionate about it. I've been passionate about me. I knew I wanted to do something in music since high school. And me being a sound man first was the gate, the kick in the door. But you got to be passionate about what you do. And I think that's what's helped me be successful. Definitely one of my fucking moments. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm really loyal to the brand. I'm really loyal to my people. So There was a time where when when the industry was losing money and the market was going on nutty, and they were making cutbacks. Didn't lose my job. They were making cutbacks financially to people's salaries at the radio station. I'm like, I just had a kid, trying to, shit, you got a newborn, you trying to do whatever. So one of my fucking moments was like, well, if they cut my salary, I'm gonna do some other shit on the side that doesn't have anything to do with radio. Relationship, had a good relationship with Rona, Russell Rudeau, and Ted Chung at Stampede Management. And I was like, hey, what y'all working on? And they was building out their staff and all this. I said, I like how y'all moving. Paraphrasing. And Rona was like, you should come in and have a meeting with us. I was like, cool. So they were looking for help at the time, and I was looking for help at the time. I'm like, let me do some other shit while I have downtime, you know what I'm saying? And that propelled me to work with their team, Stampede and Cashmere Agency, on like management level, and they were, Snoop Dogg is of course their flagship, but they were really building out something. So I had a chance. So I'm like, let me do this on the side. Like morning show radio was over at 10, and I'll probably leave the station at 12. So let me go over here and help Ronan and those guys and Ted Chung. So I was working there for a couple of years. The skill set of what I learned by working with Snoop and the team, and on the management side, and they had me working with producers, and it was all like, felt like internship all over again. But to me, I was like, I'm learning certain, but they value, like on the other end, like on my end, I'm learning some new, but they probably on their end, they were like, we got Fuzzy. He knows he has relationships, and of course we were doing cool shit like by my reach. But I'm like, I think they looked at it on a bigger scale for them as a win. I'm looking at it as bigger skill for me as like I'm learning some new shit, and it's putting me in a different corporate world. So it was like a win-win for both of us. But I knew that they were leaning on me for my contacts and reach, which is cool. But I was leaning on them for just to put me in a different room of doing new things. So when I say it was a fucking moment when I was frustrated with a certain thing that was going on at radio, it put me in to do something else. The biggest thing I've seen that changed or shifted the culture in the music industry was hands down digital music on iTunes. From records being used to be released on Tuesday, but now it's released on Friday. We don't have to mail out CDs or vinyl no more. We can just send an MP3 through an email or a share link, right? People complain about subscription services. Like I have Tidal, I have Spotify, I have Apple Music, I have YouTube Music. I pay for all that just because I have access to it, and I never, you never know what you're gonna do, right? Back in the day, it was nothing for me to drop $100, $200 on CDs, or we just wanted to be like, and I'm like, damn, these people, y'all complain about $9. Like Jay-Z has his own streaming service, Tidal, and it sounds great. It's really a fun platform. Like, why not kick into that? It's like it's only $10. Like, I mean, when I say only, I'm just comparing it to what we used to spend back in the day on music. I want to support Jay-Z. I want to, Apple Music. That's where I started there on some streaming stuff. So I'm kind of loyal to that also. But I like the way Spotify has a playlist. Like, and I use all that. I'm like, if you would have told me in '94 that in the future you can only spend $10 and have access to all the music, I'm like, I can pull up Rakim, I can pull up Tribe, I can pull up Dr. Dre, like, and I can listen to it as many times as I want or download. Like, what? Sign me up. That's one of the biggest things to me that as a music head, I like when I say digging in the crates, I like exploring new music. I do miss physically touching product and seeing artwork like up front and reading credits. But, Tidal you can read credits on that, or, I just, it just baffles me. Like, we're in a digital streaming age now that everything's so accessible. YouTube is accessible. Vivo is accessible. Like, my research, and if I can hear one thing right now, and I can have it in my phone in the next 5 seconds, right? I just don't think people really realize how the digital space of you researching is so key to me, because I'm always like looking for new shit to listen to. If I had a chance to talk to the young Fuzz, The advice I would give Fuzzy is to practice patience. I wish somebody would have told me be patient. I made some bad decisions on being frustrated, not seeing the bigger picture in the long run. I remember one time I was in a position where I was managing Wiz Khalifa for a hot second. No paperwork exchanged, but we just on a slap handshake and being cool with Wiz, and he just needed help. And I got frustrated and stopped doing it. Another project I wanted to do with me and Dilla. Dilla's a good friend of mine, and I wanted to do a hip hop jazz project with George Duke and Stanley Clark. So I had an idea of putting all these hip hop producers like Quick, Dilla, Battle Cat, Pete Rock, all the guys that make some dope instrumentation music, and I wanted George Duke and Stanley Clark to play on top of it. Had one meeting and went left and got frustrated and didn't have no patience to follow out the idea. So patience. Patience is definitely number one. I would tell younger Fuzzy to chill the fuck out and just follow your dreams. What's next? So my girlfriend, we have this thing amongst us where we're always asking what's next. And it's funny that you say, or you guys just framed it to what's next. Because if you go in my office right now in the Capitol Tower, I have a hand signed, drawn sign over my doorway. I'm very big on The Secrets, right? If you read The Secrets or watch, that's one of my favorite inspirational things to watch or get retuned, or get grounded. What I learned from watching The Secret, and I always tell people to watch Secret or read the book, is they always say above your doorway, have a goal or have something that you want to strive to do or keep you reminded of what's going on next, what's next. Or, what did you want to do? So my thing was me and my girl were talking, she asked me one time, what's next? And I'm like, I want to get back in the industry. So then the No ID call came like the same week. Weird. So in my office, I have what's next written out above my door. Then my girl got me a plaque with pretty font and that stands, it's behind me in my office. So I'm always thinking of things I want to do, what's next, or what's the next fuzzy move. When I say fuzzy move, not to sound like, but what's my next power move? Or I like the position I'm in now with the artist relations, but I really would love to A&R a project and get something going. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I want to do. So when you ask me right now to this day what's next, and probably by the time it airs, I'll probably have some shit going, but I just want to be a little bit more hands-on with the artist creative space and creative in the studio. Just because I have the relationships and the reach, I don't know, I just, would like to do a cool hip-hop project. So, I'm talking about authentic hip-hop slap shit or something dope. So dabbling in A&R. That's what's next. I respect film and TV more so now because of my girlfriend, Ricky Hughes, who she's really 10 toes deep in the soil of in the comedy world or just branching ideas. To me, I think going to video shoots and seeing movies being made bores me. That's why I like live sound. That's why I like music, because it's loud, it's right now, and even the creative space, even being in the studio watching somebody redo vocal, I'm like, I don't know. That's why I need to practice patience, because I don't have patience for that. I like live stuff. And by dating, being in a relationship with Ricky Hughes, is like, I understand there's money to get on the business side, there's money to get there, and one thought can turn into a thing. Say like, any idea that you may have, I think that you can build it out and create content like documentaries and all that. So I'm starting to understand that business side of it because I'm a little bit more next to it. So I wouldn't mind doing more TV and film stuff, but because I'm now starting to welcome it and understand it. Like it's not boring. It's like there's real business in it. Yo, holla at your boys. It's Fuzzy. Y'all may know me as Fuzzy Fantabulous, professionally known as Fuzzy West, and I'm on 24/7 HH.